everybody. It's Russell from What Drives Us. Welcome to this special interview with Mark DeJongh. Mark is not only the chief engineer behind the magical new Avalon, Mark also designed the all-wheel drive system in the new brand new all-wheel drive Camry. So Mark, thanks so much for spending some time with us.
Yeah, I appreciate your time too.
So what is the reason, and maybe this is within engineering, but why put all-wheel drive in the Camry? And the Avalon?
Yeah. You know, customers have been asking for it for quite a long time.
Okay.
And we're listening to them finally. And we said, okay, now is a great time to do it. You know, and we're doubling down on the sedans, saying as people are moving to SUVs, you know, not everybody wants to move to an SUV, but a lot of people want that all-wheel drive. They want that confidence when they're driving. Sure. So we said, you know what, for sedan people, let's give them that all-wheel drive.
I mean, you have SUVs in your line, certainly, but it's brilliant marketing to make these more SUV-like without changing the form factor, to offer some of that features that people want, stability in driving, that kind of thing. Any special challenges in making an all-wheel drive system for not one, but two sedans?
Yeah, you know, what we did is we took the RAV4 system, we took the dynamic torque control system from the RAV4, we put in the Camry here and in the Avalon. So we've got a lot of the RAV4 carryover. It's part of the beauty of the TNGA system is we're able to use those same components in several different vehicles. So, you know, part of the challenge is just getting it to work in there with minimal changes.
Can you just kind of lay out the basics? How does it work for people that aren't familiar with the RAV4 system or this adaptation of it?
Yeah, sure. So we've got the prop shaft going from the front to the rear. And at the rear differential, what we have is we have an electromagnetically controlled coupling that will kick in or out. And now when that's kicked in, up to 50% of the torque will be sent to the rear wheels. So when you're starting out from 0 to 15, 16 miles per hour, 50% of the torque is going towards the rear every time. After that, it decouples. And so that means if you're traveling down the road and you're going straight, you don't need the all-wheel drive system, you're going to save on fuel economy. So your fuel economy is going to improve. But the system is constantly looking. It's looking at your steering angle, it's looking at your acceleration, it's looking at the G sensors in the vehicle. And if it detects that anything is out of alignment or not doing what you want the vehicle to be doing, it'll send up to 50% of the torque at all speeds to the rear wheels.
With the driver doing nothing?
Doing nothing.
This is all
It's all automatic. All automatic all the time. So it really gives you that confidence feeling when you're driving the vehicle.
Right.
Because as you're driving it, you don't have to worry about, oh, do I need to put it in all-wheel drive? Nope, the vehicle's got you covered.
Right.
It's taking that for you.
Am I in the right mode? Oh no, what's going to happen?
Yeah, no concerns.
This is sort of what you guys did with hybrid technology, which is not make the customer have to deal with a lot of it. Just put gas in it and drive it and you're good.
That's right.
And it's worked certainly for you. The all-wheel drive system in this, there's no rear differential. It's a coupler. Oh, there's a rear diff. I'm sorry.
There's a rear diff, and then it has the magnetic coupling in the rear diff.
In the diff. So is each wheel independent or only with the traction control system?
So it works with the traction control system.
Okay.
So, you know, like I said, it's taking in all of those inputs, and then it's figuring out where it needs to put that.
Interesting. All automatically, all within microseconds, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, basically instantly.
Wow.
And there's no perception of it kicking in or out. You can't feel it. It's just, it's doing it, and it's taken care of.
Wow. So Mark, you just deployed this system in Camry and Avalon. It's been in RAV for a little while. How long have you been working on this system?
Well, we've been working on the Camry for a couple of years. Okay. So there's some underbody changes that we need to make from the front-wheel drive to the all-wheel drive. Oh. So for example, we need to make room for that prop shaft going from the front to the rear.
Of course, right?
Right. But it's almost imperceptible. On the interior, on the passenger side, there's a little bit of a hump. And that's all you're going to see on the inside. That's the only change that you can see in this car from inside the vehicle. On the outside, the only difference is it says AWD on the back. Right.
And that's a beautiful thing. I noticed some of my compatriots were asking about the height. Have you risen the car up because it has all-wheel drive? And I thought, in a way, without being bad to them, it really misses the point. Nobody's buying an Avalon or a Camry because they want to go off into the hills.
That's right.
What they want is something that they can feel confident about on any road conditions. So having that extra height is arguably not so much. I mean, everybody doesn't have to drive a Subaru, right?
That's right.
Should I have not said Subaru?
That's exactly right. That's what we were going for. We weren't looking to lift the car or scream AWD.
Right.
We just want that, it's confident, natural feeling. You're driving the car and the system is doing its thing. And like I say, we're not looking we don't have the over fenders or, anything like that. It looks the same.
Yeah.
But just feels great driving it.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun to drive, but I can't really say much more than that right now. So other than to say it was fun. Is there any other technical stuff that you'd like to talk about or mention in the development or in the deployment of this system that, again, doesn't necessarily bear on the everyday use of it? But maybe of interest for enthusiasts.
Well, I think one interesting point is the way that we tuned the vehicle skid control system. If you take the front wheel drive versions, they're set up to detune the engine and make sure, that you're not losing control of the vehicle. We gave a little bit more freedom for the all-wheel drive system. So it's tuned a little bit differently. It allows the wheels to spin so that you can get that traction going. So that tuning is different and it feels a lot different, but it just keeps you moving.
That's the hard part. I mean, that have to require a lot of testing. You can't really virtually model that.
No,
yeah,
that's right.
So you're kind of tweaking it, driving it, tweaking it, driving it.
Yeah, and if you drove it back to back, if we had a front wheel drive version for you, and you drove on that snow course back to back with this one, you would immediately feel the big difference in the two.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sure. After driving it, I totally agree with you. So the other thing that I was wondering about after the technical presentation this morning, the back system doesn't kick in unless there's slippage here, or it seemed like there was a whole list of things that the computer takes into consideration to turn that on. Can you just refresh me on that?
Yes, definitely. So it's looking at the steering wheel angle.
Right.
It's looking at the G sensors in the vehicle. So if you're moving, if you're turning or moving side to side, it's looking for that. It's looking for your Excel input. And it's taking all of those things and saying, what path should you be going on? Or what path are you trying to go on? And the sensors and the computer knows that you're not on the path that you're trying to be on. So once it recognizes that, it will start to kick in that rear wheel drive.
To correct it.
Because to correct everything.
Obviously the sensors and the computer react, again, in just milliseconds, whereas humans go, oh wait, oh no, now I'm in the ditch.
That's right. Yep.
Fair enough. Mark, thank you so much for spending the time with us and for delivering a great system.
Thank you.
Thanks very much for watching. Until next time, drive careful.